Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon. It's afternoon probably everywhere where everyone is viewing. So sorry I had to start this a little late. Um, my oldest son had me. Hey guys, hold on, sorry. Good morning. Yeah, my older kid, he had me running him around to do some errands, taking me on a wild goose chase everywhere out in the heat. So starting a little bit later today. But hey guys, thanks so much for being here. How are you guys doing today? How is the beginning of Leo season treating everybody? Remember last week I told you guys that today, the 21st of July, was going to be a day where a lot of people are going to be kind of taking charge a little bit more, having more of that Leo leadership spirit, because we have Mercury conjunct the North Node today in Leo. So, the North Node is like an acceleration of things. And then if any planets hit it, it's an acceleration of that planet. So it's an acceleration of Mercury. And let me tell you, the bossiness has been real today. The bossiness is so real today. It's so off the chain. And but we talked about this last week, right? Remember, I mentioned this, that people were going to be standing their ground and pleading their case and saying, no, I'm not going to stand for this. This is what I want. And I was just, a friend of mine was just messaging me right now before I came on here, telling me that someone that she's seeing that has Leo energy in his own chart just started being demanding of her. And I'm just like, wow. So you know what? This energy today is crazy. It's great though. It's really great for taking charge of things if you need to, getting things done, taking a stand for things if necessary. If you're a person that really needs that, if you're a person that really needs that energy for the sake of standing up for yourself, for your rights or whatever, if you usually don't, for an example. But can you guys still hear me or no? I don't. Okay. So people are saying there's an issue with audio. Is there an issue with audio? Because I have my headphones back and I dropped them at first. So let me guys know in the chat if you can hear me, because people are saying, I can't hear very well. It was loud and clear at first before I forgot to put it on mute. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Sorry, Samir, no audio. You may want to check your phone settings or something. But anyhow, so yeah, people are being pretty bossy, especially those that have Leo energy very strong in their own charts, and also Aries, Sagittarius. Yeah, a lot of fire sign people are just especially having really a fiery spirit, even more than usual. Like my oldest son has Mars and Sagittarius. Both my kids have Mars and fire signs, Mars and Leo, Mars and Sag, and the challenge has been real with them. Okay, that's all I'm going to say with them today. But yeah, if you guys, how are you guys doing? Have you guys been experiencing you yourself feeling a little extra bossy, fiery, wanting to get things done, or other people around you feeling like that? I'm enjoying the shift of Mars and Leo. Mars shifted into Leo yesterday, or it could have been the day before, depending upon where you are in the world. And let me tell you, I'm enjoying the shift. I'm enjoying the shift personally because it is giving me personally a lot more energy to get things done, to take charge. I mean, I was on a roll yesterday, on a complete mission, like plowing through things. And I'm like, yes, I love this Mars and Leo energy. But from other people who have more fiery energy than I do, people have been a little out of control. So calm yourselves, okay, fire signs, calm down. It's going to be all right, okay? This is definitely an energy that you can divert towards, like somebody said, getting stuff done. Yes, yes, not pointing a pointy Mars arrow at people and saying, oh my God, you're taking forever. Oh my God, what is wrong with people? People are moving too slow, maybe it's you have a lot of energy, you're so supercharged, but not everybody is going to be feeling that the same way as you. So, you know, just gotta, this is why astrology is it's really good to understand the transits, the weather, how it's affecting you, how it's affecting other people. So it's pretty awesome. So yeah, I was running myself ragged outside in the humidity and heat. So forgive me if I look a little disheveled, and I'm a little scattered and everything because I literally just got home like not too long ago. But welcome to Coffee Talk, everybody. Welcome to my weekly astrology forecast / coffee talk. For those who are tuning in that never watch my weekly shows, I go over the astrology from one week to the next, but I do it differently. I'm Uranian, so I like to do it different. So from one Friday to the next. So this is from the 21st through the 28th. I think I put the wrong dates on, but I'll change the title before this publishes as a recorded video. It's the 21st through the 28th, not the 29th. Sorry about that, you guys. So yes, with Coffee Talk, I talk about at the end, I go into some celebrity stuff. And once again, it's not just to gossip and say, oh my God, did you hear about what they're doing and give a personal opinion. It's more like reporting the news, but from an astrological point of view to show you guys, this is what's going on in this person's chart, to show why they're behaving a certain way, why things are happening to them, why this, why, you know. So somebody's asking me about R. Kelly. You know what? I know what's going on with R. Kelly. I've heard about it, but I really need to look into his chart, and I really didn't have an opportunity to. So, but yeah, that's some crazy stuff. R. Kelly is a Capricorn, and I think he's got some darker Capricorn tendencies, which is control. He's got some control stuff going on where he likes to control people. So that's all I have to say about that. I will maybe I'll look into it next week. Thank you, Brandy. I'll write it down to look into R. Kelly next week in detail. But what I'm going to do is I looked at Chester Bennington's chart, and I'm going to look into his chart a little bit at the end of this show, to look at the significance between the day that he passed and his chart, and his friend Chris Cornell, which I did mention in another Coffee Talk about a month ago during the time that Chris passed, a month or two ago. I will explain those things astrologically just a little bit at the end of the broadcast. So yes, I will be talking about them. So, okay. But anyhow, yes, let's get into the astrology for the week, guys. What's happening? Well, besides today, I already explained what's going on today in great detail last week for the 21st of July. And yeah, so there's just a lot of Leo energy in the air, a lot of leadership energy, lots of go-getter energy. So use it wisely, you guys. Use it wisely is all I have to say about that. Hey, good morning, Tyra. Rocktober born. Yes, good morning. So what else is going on? Well, there's a new moon in Leo on the 23rd, which is this coming Sunday. This coming Sunday is the 23rd. Sorry if I'm a little jittery and disheveled. Like I said, I just barely walked in the door and hopped on here to talk to you guys. But the 23rd, there's a new moon in Leo, and I'm going to go through all the signs about the new moon in Leo. And then there's a few other minor aspects after that I will go over generally for us as a collective, and let you guys know what is that stuff doing. Then I'll get into coffee talk. Okay, so 23rd July, new moon, 0 degrees of Leo, 0 degrees. Okay, so it just ingressed into Leo. And this is going to be in a conjunction with Mars in Leo. So a new moon is a new beginning. It could be an emptying out of something, because you notice when there's a new moon in the sky, you can't see it, right? And I know that physically, literally, the moon does not empty out anything. We all know that, right? At least I hope we do. And when it's a full moon, it's not like the moon is actually full of something, okay? Like it's holding some sort of substance or mass or water or something. Well, it does hold water, but you know what I'm saying. The full moon, it doesn't mean it's full because it's full of something. New moon is not just the moon is emptied, okay? But I guess you could say symbolically, It is an emptying out when it's a new moon. It can be a time when things are cleared away to welcome in space for the new. So new moon, new beginnings, new things happening, conjunct Mars, going after things, taking action. For a lot of people, this new moon is going to be very powerful, very significant because of the Mars energy that's intertwined with it. Because it's like one of those new moon. Usually full moons are when there's a breaking point and it's more of a tense energy to where it's like, you know what, I can't take this anymore. Something has to change, you know, because it's frustrating, because it's the opposition between the sun and moon. So new moons are when the sun and moon are mutual. They're in mutual understanding with one another, and they agree upon something to birth something. Okay. And it's a not as an intense energy. But Mars in the mix is like, let's do it. Let's do this new thing. Let's get rid of this old thing to bring in the new, you know? So that's what a new moon is about. Being in the sign of Leo, leadership, power, enlightenment, encouragement, confidence, secure, like being secure with oneself, all of that Leo stuff, shining out there to be a bright light, a beacon of light to other people. Inspiration, all of that stuff is Leo. Action is Leo because it's a fire sign too. Fiery energy is all about taking action, initiative. All of that stuff is Leo. And also being bossy. Okay, I see you guys that are trying to be bossy with this Leo stuff. So that's what the new moon in Leo is about. It's action and initiative, taking charge. All right. So now going through all the signs. Well, first, actually, oh, I wanted to, oh, that's right. Duh, sorry, I have my notes. I'm a little, like I said, a little disorganized, so my apologies. But I'm still here. We're doing this, all right? So, cards that I have for the new moon in Leo. Let me tell you. This card, and this is my Oracle of Mermaids deck. I love bringing out my feminine cards. The Return of Aphrodite. Birth of the Goddess. Guidance Goddess energy. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. New moon in Leo, conjunct Mars. It can be about this. Mars is a masculine planet. Leo is a masculine sign. And this is feminine, but it's feminine power. It's a powerful energy. So, and don't forget that Leo energy is about romance and having a confidence in yourself to kind of strut your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I look good. My hair looks good. I mean, she's got this long flowing golden hair. And I know all of us don't have long flowing golden hair, but Leo is the main, you know, and it's like, if you know people that have Leo energy, or you have Leo energy, you know what it's like. It's like you feel good about yourself. You're confident. You know what you're doing, and you are not afraid to let that be known. Hey, I already knew that. Hey, I know this. Okay, let me handle this. Hey, yes, I know I look nice. Thank you very much. I know my hair is not down today to flip, but imaginary hair flip with Leo energy. So goddess energy, very strong goddess energy, taking a stand, taking charge, being confident is associated with this card. Also, tell me if this is, just tell me that this is a Leo card, okay? Freedom, independence, self-determination, and look at the colors. Glowing, fiery colors. Look at her. Look at her face and look at her shirt. This lady is a badass, okay? Leo's energy can be like that. Tap into your inner badass, okay? If you need to. If you're somebody that really needs to do that because normally you're a little bit more meek or soft, or, you know, when people kind of run over you, this new moon in Leo, especially conjunct Mars, is going to be one of those transits where you're like, look, I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not going to stand for this anymore. This is what I need to do. You know, this is what I need to do to stand up for myself, and I'm going to do it. Or, you know, Leo's energy is very independent too. Well, it can be very independent and stand on its own pretty well. Some Leo energy on a negative side could be a little dependent, like wanting all peasants to be under them, doing things for them. You guys know what I mean. But if you don't have any planets in Leo, you're still going to feel this energy to some degree, but you'll feel it more of where it lands in your chart, which I will get into right now. And also, this card I'm associating with Mars leaving Cancer and into Leo. It's a very watery card. It's not fiery, but listen to the message on it. Heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away. Okay, so it's time to come up from under the deep water of Mars being in Cancer. Mars in Cancer was very emotional, and Mars can get stuck when it's in water signs. It does better in fire and in some earth too, more like Capricorn where it's exalted, because Capricorn is about really extreme hard work. Mars does well there, but also in fire. But in water, it doesn't do so well. It really doesn't. You know, I myself, I'm made of a lot of water, you know, a lot of water energy in my chart heavily. And so I did feel kind of stuck too when Mars was in Cancer. A lot of people felt that way, whether they're made of water or not. And now Mars in Leo is like getting like, okay, now it's like I felt like this mermaid, but I had just jumped out of the water, you know, and other people are feeling that too. I'm noticing that on my social media and, you know, talking to friends and stuff. It's like we looked up there, you know, this is how we were when Mars was in Cancer. We're kind of just like floating and like, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could go up above the surface. I wish I could go up there in the sun and do this, but I'll just wallow down here in the water and say, woe is me. Mars in Cancer can be like that. Now, Mars in Leo, it is time, guys. It is time. And also with this new moon conjunct Mars in Leo, this is going to be taking some initiative in whatever area of life it's transiting through for you. I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me for 1 sec. I have to yell to a child really quick. I am so sorry for the interruption. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Anyhow, so let's get into this new moon in Leo conjunct Mars for all of the signs. So we're going to start with fellow fire sign of Aries. Okay, so, sorry. Yeah. While I'm waiting for the noise to die down from children, this is my cup for today, guys. It says, hello, gorgeous. It's inspiring to tap into the Leo energy to have confidence in yourself. Because if you notice, even if you know a Leo person that isn't classically labeled as attractive, they feel attractive. They're like, I look good. This is me, and I'm going to dress how I want to dress and all of that good stuff, you know? So I bought this cup as like an inspiration to kind of tap into that because, of course, all of us, we have insecurities and flaws and everything. And some of us can let that take over big time to where we lack in self-confidence, and it shows. And I personally have that problem, you know, in my personal life. So hello, gorgeous. You guys are all gorgeous out there, okay? Tap into the Leo energy and feel gorgeous, you know, no matter what you look like, no matter what your hair looks like or whatever, just feel that way. There was actually another cup that I was trying to get at Target where I found this for today that was a little bit more fitting with the energy that I wanted so bad with all this Leo energy, especially it's hanging around my midheaven, but just all the Leo energy in general. It was like, I didn't wake up to be average or something like that. And I was like, oh, and it was orange, which is like a Leo color. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that cup. I went back. I went to 2 different Targets. They didn't have it. I was so mad, guys. I was so mad. I was like, that's my Leo season cup for coffee talk. Hello. How can you guys not have it? But this one will have to do. Okay. Children are gone with the noise. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. But hey, Leo season, Leo is the sign that rules children. So how appropriate, right? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry to tease you so much. But now here is the forecast for the new moon in Leo conjunct Mars for all of the signs. And we are going to start with Aries. Aries, this is in your 5th house. So that's double Leo energy for you. That is, 5th house is Leo for you, okay, for Aries. So this is the house of all the stuff that I mentioned that Leo is associated with: taking action, taking initiative, leadership, childlike fun, romance, feeling confident about yourself. So a new beginning for Aries is happening in those regards. anywhere where you need that energy, Aries, you're going to have a boost of it. And this is a fellow fire sign anyway. So anytime there's energy in a fellow fire sign, you're going to feel that like it sends a positive trine aspect to you guys, Aries. So you're going to feel it even more in a positive way than other people. Other people might have squares and oppositions, but no, this is a trine. So this is your element, Leo. So it's really a time to take a lot of action, which you guys love. Also, this is the house of hobbies, like doing some active hobbies and activities. So this is a time where you can get even more into that stuff. We've already had Mercury there hanging out. Now we've got Mars there. We've got the new moon, you know, initiating something new. So maybe grab a new hobby, Aries, or like rekindle an old one that you had that maybe you know, left back there. And now start doing it again, especially something creative, because the 5th house is a house of creativity, creation. Also, Aries, with all of this activity hanging out in your 5th house this month, let me just tell you, creation can also mean creation of children. This is the 5th house of children, okay? So if you're an Aries that wants to have children, I'm not saying you're guaranteed to conceive, honey. No, I'm not going to say that. But this is an energy that increases the chances of fertility, okay, in a person. Of course, physical aspects factor in as well. So it's all up to your individual situation. But just in general, this is a very fertile energy, fertile transit, okay, if you will. So Aries people, enjoy, get out and do some fun things, fun, childlike activities like jumping around, go to a jump zone, go to one of those places where you jump in the pit of balls, okay? Go to a place where you can jump on the indoor trampolines and all of that stuff. Yes, somebody is saying, I don't want fertility. If you don't, you know what you got to do if you're an Aries, especially Aries rising, because this is a time where, you know. So moving on to Taurus. The new moon in Leo conjunct Mars for Taurus, sun, moon, or ascendant. This is in your 4th house. Okay, so this is home and family. This is you wanting to get things done around the house, Taurus, number 1. This is taking charge within the household. That can mean physically, actively doing things, cleaning, redoing things, because Mars energy, it loves to kind of knock things down. So I see a lot of people, when there's Mars in their 4th house, they want to renovate their house, like fix things, knock walls down and put new things up and be hands-on with stuff. But also, this could be you just taking charge within the house. Like, look here, guys, we need to start doing this, 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 and this. Okay, so that could be going on for Taurus people, but also it could be actually physically moving homes. Like I mentioned last week that a couple of Taurus family members, there's actually a couple, and they both have Taurus energy, Taurus sun and Taurus moon, and they're actually moving, like moving furniture, moving boxes. So moving could be something that Taurus people are doing with this new moon. It can also, on a negative side, be a conflict that comes up. Some sort of conflict within the family. Maybe you, Taurus, can be irritated and annoyed with family members, okay? And Mars's energy, since it's a circle with an arrow, sometimes it can point it at one person and have that one person be your target, and you're just always like feeling so agitated by them and just like, you know? So that could also be something that Taurus may be prone to during this time. Please try to have patience with the family. Hopefully your family has patience with you, Taurus. And I forgot to mention for Aries that Mars in the 5th can be your children kind of challenging you and acting up. Oh, no, I mentioned that last week, sorry, but we're talking about the new moon here. So the new moon here could be a new beginning in regards to family. So in regards to home. So yeah, paired with Mars, you could be moving, Taurus. It could be maybe a resolution to a conflict with it being in a conjunction with Mars. Hopefully it's not a new conflict that pops up. So also Taurus, what else? It could be a new beginning in relationships to family members, especially female ones, motherly ones, nurturing family members, but just wanting to do something new around your home, okay? So next up is Gemini. So Gemini, this new moon in Leo conjunct Mars For Gemini sun, moon, or ascendant, this is happening in your third house. This is the Gemini house because Gemini is the third sign on the zodiac wheel. And so anything third house is Gemini-esque, okay? So for you guys, Leo brings more of that Gemini-esque energy out of you. So a new moon in regards to third house things, Gemini stuff, communication, publishing, writing, starting things, start having the courage to start putting yourself out there, like on a blog or a social media or whatever, like starting those things is third house. Also, siblings, cousins, you know, a new beginning in a relationship with any of those people. But also this could be the way that you travel. This is short distance travel, which means day-to-day travel. That means traveling around your neighborhood, what you do to go back and forth to work and all that stuff is third house. Those areas around the way, around the neighborhood, that's third house. So maybe you could be checking out some new stuff, or this could be how you actually get around through public transportation or your own transportational means, like a vehicle or bicycle or whatever. So this can be a new way of traveling around for some Gemini people. But this could be a new beginning, like a new little small group. The third house is also small groups that you belong to. So maybe a new small group that you may belong to, or maybe some action needs to be taken within a small group. And you may be the one to say, hey guys, you know, this is what we need to do. We need to step it up with Mars energy there, take charge within a group of people. But definitely be mindful of possible like conflicts coming up with relationships with those people, or siblings or cousins or neighbors. But it could be Mars also, it likes to resolve conflict, not just start it. So it could be a resolution to something too. So for Cancer, this new moon in Leo for Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant conjunct Mars is in your second house. The second house is how you earn your money. So this could be a new beginning there. And I'm really crossing my fingers for you Cancer people that are trying to go after more money, trying to get a second job, trying to get another source of income that you actually work for. Hopefully you guys get it. I really hope you guys get it, you know. So yeah, this is good. This is really like taking charge, going after earning more money. This can also make some of you guys burn through and spend a little more money, but a new moon there can initiate a new beginning, like how to manage your money better, how to save better, spend better, and taking charge of that, taking charge of your money and your finances. So this is definitely one of those transits. Or you could be working a lot more overtime, or maybe they could be offering you something at your job to take charge of to earn more money. So that's for you Cancer people. So for Leo, Leo sun, moon, or ascendant, the new moon in Leo on the 23rd of July conjunct Mars. This is anywhere in life where you feel like you have to take charge, Leo, which for a lot of Leos, that's everywhere. But anywhere where you have to take charge and take initiative, you're going to be so much more motivated to do so, okay? So life path is the first house, is the ascendant, it's your sign. So you guys can really be taking charge and making some brand new changes, brand new beginnings with your life path. What direction do you want to go in life in general? Like how do you see yourself? The first house is the I am, okay? The identity of the self. So who are you? You know, that just makes me think of that scene in the movie Zoolander, the first one, the old one from like 2001, where he looks in a spoon, or he looks in a puddle. He looks in a puddle. He's like, who am I? And the reflection back says, I don't know. So Leos, you may be asking yourself, who am I? What do I stand for? You know what? This is who I am and what I stand for, and I'm going to start doing what it is that I'm here to do. I'm going to start taking charge of what it is I'm supposed to do here, of being me and letting myself be known and letting myself be heard and seen. Also, this is your physical body, okay? So some Leos can have a lot more of an abundance of physical energy, physical drive to work out, to exercise, to dance, to move all around and everything. So that is totally awesome for you guys. But as I warned everybody when Mars goes into their signs, Leos, Try to keep calm as far as pointing Mars's pointy arrow, sharp arrow at other people and saying, you did this. And, you know, like provoking conflict. Please try to be aware of your tendencies of doing that, being more elevated. Or other people's towards you too. I also find when Mars is in someone's sign that other people may start attacking you a little bit more, pointing fingers and arrows at you. So definitely be mindful of that. The potential for conflicts to arise a little bit more, and also injury, Leo, because Mars in your sign in your first house can also provoke injury. So be mindful of the increased chances of that. Okay, but and also of like fevers, like being too hot, you know, to where you have a fever or some inflammatory issue bothering your body, which is the first house. So, but other than that, go out there, Leos, strut your stuff, show people who you are. You know, and this new moon is a new beginning with that. You may want to do something different with your appearance with the new moon there. So, you know, that can be something that you guys do. And Leos are usually all about their appearance and looking good, looking fabulous. So something brand new you could do with that. But yeah, go Leos, go Leos. Just calm down the bossiness, please. All right. So the new moon in Leo for Virgo, sun, moon, or ascendant on the 23rd of July, this is happening in your 12th house. So, and this is in conjunction with Mars. So Mars is in the mix with the new moon. So a new beginning in the 12th house. Now, 12th house is more about endings per se. It's more about wrapping things up, tying up loose ends to where you can start anew when there's like a new moon in your sign, for example, or energy starts going into Virgo, like in the next month or so. So it's more about wrapping things up. So you're going to feel more motivated to wrap things up. A new beginning there could be a release of something old and taking charge of it. Kicking a habit, a bad habit or an addiction could be good for this transit too, because the 12th house, it can rule escapism. Okay, that means negative ways of escapism, like through substances, for example, or running away from your problems. This can have you facing your problems head on because Mars is in the mix here. So if you have anything like that to face, for Virgo people, this new moon can be a time where you can just really harness that energy and say, you know what, I am going to release this old thing that's hanging around and release it with passion, which is Mars, you know, and finally get rid of it once and for all so that I can be cleansed and cleared of it out of my life. That can mean, as I mentioned, addictions, habits, but also any type of old memories you're hanging on to from the past regarding old relationships with other people, anything like that, letting it go, okay? And really having the power and the energy to let it go. Even though, you know, Mars in the 12th is like kind of a dissolvement of your physical drive and energy, but it's more like you can put that energy into 12th house stuff, which is more like metaphysical rather than physical, okay? So it's really, yes, somebody's saying, let go, Virgos. Yes, it's time to let go of some stuff, and you're going to feel passionate about it with this new moon. Leo energy in itself is very passionate too. So releasing old karma, releasing old drama, even old material stuff, because the 12th house is a house of charity, being charitable, and that's why it's about giving things away, donating. So get rid of old things and donate. This is a good lunar event for that, a new moon in the 12th house. Getting rid of some old stuff. As a matter of fact, I live with a Virgo that's trying to do that. So awesome time for donations and just cleansing and clearing of the self, the body, the physical, and the metaphysical. All right, so that was Virgo. So on to Libra. The new moon in Leo on the 23rd of July for Libra, sun, moon, or ascendant, conjunct Mars. This is in your 11th house. Interesting. So this is the house of groups that you belong to. This could be large groups, acquaintances, friends, organizations, networks, people that you are networking with on social media groups, groups that you are in that you guys broadcast or do media or internet stuff together. So This could be stepping it up and taking charge and doing something brand new, like initiating a new beginning amongst those groups. And with this being conjunct Mars, and this is your 11th house, maybe you could be the one to do it, Libra, even though Libras are usually pretty, pretty like subtle and like, oh yeah, I just want to get along with everyone and just kind of go along with whatever's going on. But this could have some Libras kind of, hold up, wait a second, this is what we need to do. And actually the days leading up to the new moon could show that in some people who are very intuitive and very in tune with the energies and the waves of them. They can kind of already start feeling it before the exact point. And I do have a Libra that I do work with in a social media group that actually was doing exactly that stuff I just said today. Like, hey guys, this is what we got to do. We have to step this up. So it's really going to be time to do that. But Libra, please, because Mars, it does rule conflicts. Okay, try to avoid conflicts within the groups. Try to avoid pointing, the Mars arrow in a pointy way at groups of people that you're associated with, even on the internet. They may not be like friends, but you're still connected with them, networking with them. Try not to be out of control with the pointiness, and Libras are usually really chill people, but a Mars in the 11th in a social house and you're a social person, it can have you socially being active, which is Mars, but also like this, a little bit pointier. But the new moon is with Mars is new beginnings. It's new beginnings, so make the new beginnings beautiful and not pointy with your friends, Libra. All right, so on to Scorpio. This new moon in Leo conjunct Mars on the 23rd for Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant. This is in your 10th house, which is career, which is your public image, your social status, and your position of authority in life. So this can mean you being more of a go-getter and an initiator of a new beginning in regards to your career. So if you want to step things up, you want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want to be recognized, because the 10th house is recognition. Like, I am high in the sky, everybody sees me, like the sun in the 12 o'clock hour, like the 10th house represents. You want everybody to see that, you got to take action. So this new moon is calling you to take action in order to be seen. Now, this could be you taking charge of things, and kind of sorry, let me take a drink, Scorpio, I'm sorry. Taking initiative towards your public image, improving it, revamping things, like saying, you know what, I'm going to get rid of this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Or taking a position of authority. You could be put in a new position of authority or leadership, Scorpio. So that could be pretty awesome. But we also have, we have Mercury and the North Node all up there in your 10th house too, Scorpio. So it is definitely time to take charge of your public image and your career. And this also, it could mean maybe you have a new boss, in career, if you have somebody that's like above you or whatever. So you could be in a position they can have a new position. Sorry, you can have a new boss, a new person in power above you if you're in like a job or, a career that's a job, you know what I mean? To where you go to a workplace, you have bosses and all that. But if you're self-employed, this could be you just taking more action towards your career. So yeah, good luck with that, Scorpios. But of course, with the Mars energy, try to avoid conflicts with other people in positions of authority, or thinking that you're in, this great power and nobody can touch you because you're Scorpio, and then, you're untouchable, but really you're not. Everybody has an answer to somebody, right? So that's something we got to try to keep under control, Scorpio. But definitely the new moon, new beginnings with career. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you guys. So pretty awesome, pretty awesome. So now next is Sagittarius, sun, moon, or ascendant for the new moon in Leo that's on the 23rd, conjunct Mars. So this is in your 9th house. This is Sag territory, Sag central, Sagittarius. So we've got, Mercury, Mars, North Node, and now the new moon, and then the sun is going to be hanging out there, all in your 9th house. Sagittarius are probably going to want to be traveling so much more. being their optimistic selves, so much more like, oh, everything's awesome, guys. Don't worry, be happy, you know, happy-go-lucky Sag stuff. New moon there, new beginning, new travel plans, new goals to pursue, because the ninth house is big goals to pursue. Some of you guys can decide to go back to school to further your education, to complete your education. Some Sagittarius may be doing that too. But just anything to broaden your horizons, which you guys are all about, is going to be, there's going to be a new beginning there with the new moon. And you know what, guys, to all signs, this new moon in Leo is like kind of a prelude to the eclipses that are happening, because they're also going to be in Leo. We've got a full moon that's the moon in Aqua and the sun in Leo. And then we got a Leo new moon, the sun and moon in Leo next month in August, which I will be here to talk about it then. And I should be doing August horoscopes. I will check with Lada on that. But this is new Leo energy. And there's going to be eclipses. So this is kind of like preparing us for, you know, the next level of wherever Leo lands in our charts. So for Sag, some of you guys, it could be huge goals or huge travel plans that you guys want to make, to travel somewhere really far away. And this can also be a new beginning with your beliefs, what you believe in. Do you believe in yourself? What kind of higher power do you believe in? Expressing your beliefs and your opinions. There could be a new beginning there. So now on to Capricorn. This new moon in Leo conjunct Mars for Cap, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant is happening in your 8th house. So the 8th house is other people's money, which means money that you receive other than from your hard work at a job, your hard-earned money that you guys usually work so hard for as Capricorns. This is money that you may receive from not working. I know, shocker, right, Cap? But money that maybe even other people owe you, okay? Or this could be loans and credit cards. Like if you need a new car, a loan for a car. If you need, and also I've seen when people have 8th house transits, sometimes their credit limits may increase. You know, I've seen that and experienced that with 8th house activity that's positive, like new moons and Venus there and stuff. Awesome. So some of you Caps can step it up with, you know, your loans. If you have loans for business that you need to take out, if you have a loan for a vehicle or whatever, maybe the new moon there and Mars can be like, let's get it, you know. But also this is going after money that's owed to you. Like maybe if some of you guys are owed money by the government or owed money from a settlement or from an inheritance or something, for example, this moon conjunct Mars can have you saying, you know what, I'm not going to wait around anymore. I really need to go after what's mine. Okay. But also this can cause some conflicts when it comes to the joint finances, other people's money stuff. This can mean also potential conflict with a partner, like a business partner that you partner up with financially, or a relationship partner, like if you're married or you're living with someone, paying bills together. It can have that tendency to have conflict spark up. But also Mars, it likes to go after anything that's not fair and try to make it fair and resolve it. So it could be a positive thing for you guys too, to finally say, look, once and for all, this is what we're doing with this money. But it's also the house of intimacy. So Mars is very passionate. Leo is very passionate. A new beginning, you know, new beginning in a very intimate, passionate relationship for Capricorns could happen too. So next is Aquarius. So the new moon in Leo for Aquarius conjunct Mars on the 23rd. This is happening in your 7th house. Aquarius, you guys and relationships this year, I'm telling you, it's pretty crazy because we have also, there was an eclipse in Leo earlier this year, February 10th, 2017, in your 7th house, a full moon eclipse actually. So that could have rocked the world of relationships for you guys. Now you guys have the South Node transiting there. Right now we've got Mercury conjunct the South Node. We got Mars in there. We've got Mercury in there. We've got the Sun moving in there. And we're going to have some even more eclipses happening in a month in this house, in this area of your chart. Actually, only in a couple weeks, the first one happens. So Aquarius is. This could be a new beginning with relationships. This could be something like some of you guys, and I actually have a couple Aquarius rising friends that are going through this. They're in an unstable relationship that's been rocky for a while, and now they're going to probably tell that person, you know what? No, no more. This is what I'm going to tell you right now about this relationship, okay? I don't want this anymore. I don't want us to fight. I don't want this. I don't want that out of this relationship. And if there's not these circumstances, then I'm going to leave. Period, point blank. Or it could be that you guys actually just leave and not even give ultimatums. Or it could be that a partner breaks up with you, honestly, especially being conjunct Mars, Aquarius people. But something has got to give when it comes to relationships for you guys. But it could also be a passionate new beginning, a passionate new relationship too. It's not just all about breakups and drama. New beginnings. It's the new moon. Conjunct Mars. Mars can help you to go after that person that you really want to be with, okay? Or they may come after you, Aquarius, and be like, ooh, you know what, Aquarius? I can't live without you. You know, please say you'll be with me. And you'll be like, okay. How do you guys like my Aquarius impression? Aquarians are just like very, all right. So yeah, so new beginning with relationships for sure with Aquariuses. Could be very passionate in a good way, or passionate to where you gotta, hey, say, you know what, no more. It's time to go, buddy. So on to Pisces, the new moon in Leo conjunct Mars on the 23rd for Pisces, sun, moon, or ascendant. This is happening in your 6th house. So 6th house, it is, it's work and health, okay? So let me do the interpretations of both. This could be a new beginning, like a new job for some Pisces people. Whoop, whoop. I'll be rooting for you guys if you want a new job. And this is going after that job with Mars. It's like, I really want this job so bad. I'm going to pursue it. I'm not going to procrastinate. Like Pisces, we can do that sometimes. Just kind of venture off because we don't go in a straight line as the fish. We can do this, right? When it comes to life. And so some Pisces could have been looking for a job. Like my oldest son is a Pisces rising, and he is well over working age, believe it or not. And I've been telling him, get a job, come on. And like, pursue these jobs, go after them. And, Pisces, well, I don't know. And da, 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 da. But a new moon conjunct Mars, I'm going to be on him a little bit more and say, son, this is the time. Go after that job if you really want it. You may have a higher chance of getting it. The energy is very supporting of that for you guys, Pisces, if you want a new job. Or some Pisces, if you have a job already and you cannot take it anymore, like it's just not working for you anymore, a new moon conjunct Mars is taking action towards it. Like, okay, I'm gone. I'm out of here. Like, I don't need this job anymore. I'm going to go after a new one, new beginnings. But new beginnings could be wiping away the old to welcome in the new. So new job for some Pisces people. Hey, I hope you guys do get that. Hi, Tarushi. Hey, girl, how you doing? So also Pisces, this is the house of health. So this could be a new beginning to where you guys are taking action towards your health. Like you're saying, you know what? I'm going to start exercising more. If you're a Pisces that isn't very active, I'm going to start being active. New beginning, conjunct Mars. Activity, physical drive. I want my energy levels to be boosted up a little more, okay? So a new moon, a new beginning to help to do something to boost your energy levels. If it's not exercise, maybe it's changing your diet to consuming foods and drinks that are going to give you more energy and more get up and go, more drive to get things done, because the 6th house is also the house of getting things done, like routines and everything. So yeah, this is definitely a time where Pisces will want to take action against their health, like, and also beware of like inflammatory stuff. I think I may have explained this last week when I talked about Mars going into Leo, but like it could be a new issue that is noticed, with it could be a new issue that's noticed with like an inflammatory issue that's coming up for you Pisces. So definitely be aware of that, okay? So that is it for the new moon, but it's not it for the total forecast for this week. So now this is going to be, sorry, I'm looking at the chat really quick. Okay. Da, 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 da. Sorry. Okay. All right. So, okay. So now the next transits that are coming up are on the 24th, I'm sorry, the 24th of July. We have Mercury coming into a trine aspect with Uranus. So this is very, very positive. Very positive. Mercury is, of course, you know, it's your thinking, it's your thoughts and everything, and how you process information and data. And then Uranus energy is like genius energy, like ideas that come like that, like out of nowhere, like flashes. Uranus rules lightning and electricity, so it's kind of like your mind is going to be enlightened with this lightning, electricity type of energy. So for everybody, we're going to feel a tinge of that, you know, over the next few days, over the next week or so, but it's exact on the 24th. So this is a good time to come up with some genius ideas, especially in regards to social networking, media, anything revolving around electronics, the internet, all of that stuff, Mercury trine Uranus. Or even if you have like a mundane job, for example, Mercury trine Uranus, you may be more mentally sharp during that time. But also Uranus could be a little bit disrupting though, to be honest. It's a nervy energy. So you could be receiving ideas like, aha, you know, and have this nervous energy that makes it hard for you to kind of stay in one spot and pay attention to one thing for too long. So it could be good or bad for a mundane job. But, you know, if you have a job to where you can incorporate crazy ideas, new innovative ideas, then this transit is really, really positive for you. So on the 26th, Mercury moves into Virgo. Okay, so Mercury in Virgo. Mercury is, once again, our communication and our thoughts and everything, our thinking processes, what we're thinking about. But when it comes into Virgo, we're going to be thinking in more terms as a collective about Virgo stuff or communicating. So this is a time where, honestly, people are going to be paying a lot more attention to details, especially Virgo people, okay? Or Aries people, because Virgo is their sixth house of the details and nitpicking at things, taking things apart, paying attention to the processes of things in detail. So yes, it's a time we're going to be a little bit more picky, and Mercury and Virgo energy can also have people correcting others, like, no, that's not right, or you misspelled this, or correction, it's actually blah, 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 blah. I notice people with Virgo energy, they say, well, actually, blah, 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 and you know, just kind of, yeah, correct you on things. So you may notice people a little more doing that a little bit more, especially Virgos. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to be really on your Virgo-ness with Mercury and Virgo, because Mercury actually rules Virgo. Mercury rules both Virgo and Gemini, but when it's at home in Virgo, it's more practical and more calmed down than when it is in Gemini. But Mercury and Virgo is still a very nervous energy too, very nervy, and like, oh my gosh, I'm worried about perfection, and is this done correctly, and all the details, have all the details been included? Oh my gosh. So we can kind of all feel that a little bit as a collective, but yeah, some signs more than others, just a little bit. But this the card, I found a card that I interpretate as being Mercury and Virgo from my Mermaid Oracles deck, and it's the crane bag. And I know, like, what's a crane bag? It says sacred ocean medicine, clutter or declutter. So this is a mermaid, and she's holding this bag that's got, it's like a medicine bag pretty much, like it's for mermaids, because it's like a shell, and yeah, it's like a medicine bag. So Virgo is about medicine. It's about health, having a concern with health, great concern with health, and the processes of the body, how the body works and everything. So we may be a little bit more interested in that when Mercury goes into Virgo. And also medicine, you know, paying attention to medicine, medications, and all that stuff. But just be mindful of possibly paying too much attention to that, to where you have a lot of anxiety to where you depend upon medication and stuff a little too much. You know what I mean? So Mercury in Virgo is going on. Yeah, it starts on the 26th and it'll be there through August, through sometime in August. I didn't get the exact dates, but you know, when we do August horoscopes, then I'll let you guys know. But yeah, so Mercury in Virgo, corrections, details, decluttering, organizing, managing, just like this card said, clutter, like clutter and declutter, like decluttering. It is a good time to look around your environment and see what needs to be organized. Okay, like see what can be yeah, better organized and better managed around your house, around your work environment, just in your world in general. And also, yeah, to pay attention to health and all that stuff, like I said. So also on the 26th, Mars and the Sun are going to, Mars and the Sun have been kind of in a dancing conjunction with one another for a while, actually. But it's going to be in an exact conjunction again on the 26th in the sign of Leo at 3 degrees of Leo. So especially if your birthday is around that day, you're really going to feel it. Like the 26th of July, a few days before, a few days after. Very strong energy, okay? Very strong, intense energy. So, of course, everybody use it wisely. Use it wisely towards taking action and initiative towards things, getting things done, standing up for yourself if you need to, definitely. Being in a leadership role, leadership position to where people admire you and they're enlightened by you and they're encouraged by you. Definitely do that. But it can be, once again, another transit to where people are a little bit more bossy, they're a little bit more pushy, they're a little bit more impatient and demanding. Oh my gosh, Leo energy could be so demanding. Like Leo energy doesn't like to stand in line. Like, why should I stand in line? Why should I have to wait? Do you not know who I am? That's classic Leo stuff, right? So some people can, even if you're not a Leo, maybe be influenced by that Sun conjunct Mars and Leo energy around the 26th. But Leos especially, oh my gosh. Come on, guys. Please give us all a break. We know who you are, okay? We know that you're Leo. Just still try to be chill if you can, all right? Yes, regal. Ricky is saying regal. Oh my gosh. Very regal, which is awesome. It's beautiful to be regal and to be confident in yourself. But please try not to let the Sun conjunct Mars let you guys get out of control. Anyone, Leos or anybody feeling that energy, you know. But yes, good day to engage in physical activities or anything to where it involves like creativity combined with action. Wonderful, wonderful energy for that. So that is it for the astrological transits portion of this broadcast. So once again, thank you guys. If you're tuning out because you don't care about the celebrity stuff that I'm going to talk about, peace and many blessings to you. And thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out my readers page on Lada if you'd like a personal reading of what the transits are doing for you or what your chart says about you. And also, I just did a webinar recently. It's still available on Lada. There's links below for all that stuff. So now moving along to the coffee talk. Okay, so I've actually got a client not too long from now, so I'm not going to have this go on too long. But I am still going to go into some details. So I have to pull up the chart of Chester Bennington. For those of you who don't know who he was the lead singer of the band Linkin Park, and also he fronted Stone Temple Pilots for a little while too. So he is a member of a band, okay, like the leader of a band and everything. And he took his life. He was found yesterday. So it could have been early morning, late night or something Wednesday, or, you know, it could have been early morning on Thursday that this happened. So some interesting things about his chart. I'm actually going to pull it up really quick. I'm going to pull it up really quick here so I can show you guys his chart and talk about it a little bit. So rest in peace to him. He actually struggled with drug abuse, drugs and alcohol since a very young age. I did read up on him a little bit. I watched a couple of interviews to kind of get a feel for his energy and everything. And when I read up on him, it says in his early life, he, you know, after his parents divorced, when he was young, like 11 years old, he started abusing drugs, like the heavy stuff and the not so heavy stuff, like any drugs, you know. But I watched an interview with him as well about depression and everything. And he said that up in his mind, it's like a bad neighborhood. That's what he described his mind as being like. He said it's like a bad neighborhood. And I'm like, wow. So he really did struggle with some mental things, you know, some emotional things. And also it was said that he suffered abuse at the hands of an older male acquaintance or something like that from a young age, and it went on for a few years, and that's something that he never healed from as well. So, you know, feel bad for the guy. I mean, I didn't really dive extremely deep into his life because this just happened yesterday, and I really didn't have time to go super in detail, but I'm going to get into some detail from what I can see from his chart here. So I'm bringing it up on Astro Theme. And once again, guys, for those of you who usually tune into my coffee talk, you hear me say the times that are listed on Astro Theme, you got to kind of take them with a grain of salt. Like they may not always be accurate unless it says the source is their birth chart, or I'm sorry, their birth certificate, or the person themselves, or maybe the person's mother tweeted, "Happy birthday to my kid. They were born at blah, blah, blah PM," or whatever. We don't know if the time on Astro Theme is correct. So I will show the chart, but I'm not quite sure about the ascendant and the time they gave. So I'm not completely going to go by that. So let me screen share with you guys really quick Chester Bennington's chart. Okay. So this is his chart. They have him as a Scorpio ascendant. The time is not verified, so I don't know. He could be. So let's take a look here. Okay, so he is a he is a sun. They have him as a sun in Aries, but I did a little research, and if he was born between like 4 or 5 a.m., he could actually be a 29-degree sun in Pisces. 29 degrees. Now, 29 degrees is called a critical degree. It's called the I believe it's pronounced anaretic degree. It's a critical degree to where these people who were born with significant planets at the 29th degree, they could be prone to crisis, reversals, crisis. But it's also the energy and, you know, the sign and the planet. It could be something that they have already mastered to a high degree, maybe in a previous life, and now they've come back, you know, this is with the energy of something that they've already done previously. Like, it's like, I already know, like he could be a 29-degree Pisces to where he's like, look, I've already done all this Pisces stuff before, and I'm kind of like, you know, a master at Pisces energy. And now, like, you know, he's trying to do Aries things or something. He could be like on a more of a mission this time around to do something. And that's why there's this critical energy that's associated with the 29th degree. It can make someone antsy, you know, like, oh, I got to complete something. I got to do something this time around that's significant, you know. So anyway, he could be a 29-degree Aries sun, I mean, a Pisces sun, pardon me. If he is, then some things that I figured could be more true. So he's also got Mercury and Venus in the sign of Pisces. So Mercury is your thoughts. Mercury is what you think about. Mercury is how you process your thoughts. And guess what is in Pisces right now around this degree? Neptune. Actually, Neptune is not at 19 degrees, but it's not too far away from this degree of his Mercury right now. So it is affecting his Mercury. So Mercury and Neptune transiting over your Mercury. Let me tell you, I have a lot of Pisces in my life, and Neptune has been transiting over their significant planets. And it has caused some of them issues even more increased issues with drugs, alcohol, depression, anxiety, increased sensitivity to the world around them, increased influence of the world around them and of energy. It's like Neptune energy and Pisces energy is just, it's so highly sensitive. It feels what others feel. It can feel the pain of others. It feels pain so much more. And it's harder to recover because remember, Pisces energy is the energy of the ocean. So people with a lot of water, a lot of Pisces especially, they can kind of sometimes allow themselves to drown, okay? Like not know how to take action, and just kind of they feel so much that they just drown in those feelings. So he's got Neptune around his Mercury, around the degree of his Mercury. I think it's also close to his Venus too. It's like between Venus and Mercury right now. So that's very highly sensitive energy. So if he's already struggled with stuff like that before, guys, he was struggling even more now, okay? Also, he's got a Sagittarius moon, but if he was born in the wee hours of his date of birth of March 20th, 76, he could actually be like a 0 degree Sag moon, okay? But he could be a Sag moon conjunct Neptune. Now, if he does have the moon conjunct Neptune, that's even more Pisces, Neptune themed energy within his personality, to where he is more sensitive. He is more prone to escapism through substances, and also prone to very high sensitivity to where it causes things like depression, because the world can just get you down. You know what I mean? So he could be a moon conjunct Neptune person. Also, he has Mars in Cancer. That's more water energy, sensitive energy. The way he takes action is more Cancer-y. And Mars is frustrated when it's in the sign of Cancer. I believe it's at its fall in Cancer, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't looked at the exaltation in the fall in a while, but I know it's in its exaltation in the opposite sign of Cap. And I just know it does not do very well in Cancer. As far as expressing anger, it can kind of hold it in until it just has to finally just say, rah, you know, I can't take this anymore when I'm angry. So he has Mars in Cancer. That's water energy too. He also has Saturn in Cancer. Okay. And as a matter of fact, the current transits that are going on, I don't have them up, but I'm going to look them up right now and talk about them with you guys. So the transits that are going on right now is the sun is at the 29th degree of Cancer right now. The day that he passed, it was probably 27, 28 degrees. So it was around his Saturn. Saturn's energy can be on a negative side very depressing, especially being in a water sign and being in the opposite sign that Saturn rules. It could be frustrating and depressing energy. The sun hovering over your Saturn, it's a short-term transit, and everybody goes through it every year. But people who are more prone to succumbing to their own like deep emotions, it can be a time of increased depression, feeling a heavy weight on the world, because the sun is our vitality. It's like, hey, everybody, what's going on? You know, let's be happy and have fun and be childlike and inspirational. But Saturn, when it hovers over Saturn, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, life is hard. Life is heavy. Yeah, it is, you know. So that's what was going on around the day that that he took his own life. He was under the influence of Saturn here. And also he's been under the influence of Neptune, because Neptune it moves very slow. But also Chiron, the asteroid Chiron, is around the last few degrees of Pisces near the sun. So whether he's a 0 degree Aries sun or he's a 29 degree Pisces sun, Chiron is inching near the sun. It's going to go retrograde soon, but right now it's still moving forward. It's still moving direct. Let me get the exact degree that it's in right now. Right now, Chiron is at 28 degrees of Pisces. So it's right near his sun. Okay. So Chiron, the wounded healer, I mean, when it's about pain, it could be about pain and suffering. So he was really suffering. It was really hard to stay above water, literally. with all this watery energy that he has in his chart. Very sensitive, emotional man. And you have to be very sensitive and emotional to be a musician, to be an artist, because it's you channeling the energy of Neptune. It's you using your emotions for expression, to turn it into art. Okay. So, you know, he's a very sensitive person, very sensitive person. And unfortunately, when events happen, like the passing of his friend, Chris Cornell, you know, he took his own life on Chris's birthday. Okay. And Chris Cornell, his sun, you know, is around this degree, is around like the 20, that means his sun is like 27, 28 degrees of Cancer. So, you know, not only was that day that he took his life significant because of his friend's birthday, but also the sun is hovering around Saturn. It's just like, man, life is just so hard. Life is depressing. Life sucks. You can easily feel like that when the sun transits over your Saturn every year. Some people may not feel it like that when the sun transits over their Saturn. Some people may feel it as more like, okay, a sense of responsibility and having to get things done and take charge and stuff like that. But for others, especially people who have a lot of Neptune and Pisces energy, it's hard for them to be anchored down here on planet Earth and do earthly, practical, responsible things. They're more into kind of just floating in their own zone and doing their own thing. And so the influence of Saturn could be harder for them, harder for Neptunian, Piscean people. So, you know what I mean? It was, yeah, he was feeling like life is hard, you know, and heavy, watery energy. So it's really unfortunate that this is the way he decided to handle the influences of the transits that are going on. You know, I would say, I always say this, and people sometimes say, oh, you're making people scared or paranoid or whatever. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying that if you have people in your life that are more prone to things like depression, more prone to turning to substances, for example, people who are prone to drowning in their emotions, when there's a lot of water energy in the air, you need to maybe check on those people. When there's a lot of energy in Cancer, in Scorpio, and Pisces, check on them. You know, check on them, especially, or if there's transits to their Saturn, check on them. Hey, are you okay? Are you know, you need to get outside in the sunshine. You need to go for a walk or a drink or something to eat. Check on those people. And I'm not saying that, oh, that could have prevented this with this person, with Chester. We don't know. I don't know his personal life. We don't know his personal life. But you know what? He just chose to react to the energy that was given to him in this type of way, unfortunately, you know, being under heavy influences. So RIP to him. He was an amazing artist. Linkin Park had some really, really dope songs. Also, he was in Stone Temple Pilots too for a while. And it's unfortunate that we've lost another great artist. You know, I'm just and another artist from another band, I forgot which one, but I read it this morning when I first woke up, kind of made this statement about, you know, Chester's passing. He was frustrated. He's like, I'm really tired of losing fellow artists this way. Like, when are we going to wake up and do something different when we're feeling certain ways instead of this, you know? So it's unfortunate, you know, but this is kind of an explanation, I guess. It's not totally an explanation of why he did what he did. There's also other factors. I don't know if he could have had mental illness, but I don't know if he went to therapy for the things that happened to him when he was younger, for the divorce of his parents, the abuse he suffered, all that stuff. If you don't get those things taken care of and healed from, well, a transit like Chiron on your sun, for example, can bring back the old wounds and the pain, and you could be constantly reminded of it. So it's very important to understand your transits and just yourself and others around you that you love. And if they're suffering, like, make sure you reach out, you know. But that's all I'm going to say, because any more would probably get a little too touchy or controversial or, you know, depressing. But, you know, rest in love to Chester. He's not suffering anymore. And it's unfortunate that he left us. But, you know, he left us with some great music and hopefully some great memories for a lot of people. So But that was it, guys. Leave me some suggestions for who to talk about next week and who to cover. R. Kelly was one suggestion. People are talking about Usher. Oh my gosh, what's going on with Usher right now? I have a little bit of things to say about that. I can talk about that next week. If you guys want, let me know in the chat while this is still up, or in the comments below, who you'd like me to look into next week that may be in the news right now to kind of explain some things. But yeah, that's it, guys, for Coffee Talk. Thank you so much. I love all of you guys, especially the ones that are here every week. And if you're new, thank you so much for watching me all the way through. And don't forget, go on my readers page on Astrology. Contact me for a reading if you would like me to look into your chart. And also, my career webinar is still available. We did it live a little over a week ago, but it's still available for you to replay it. And also, you should be able to email me or Lada with questions if you have any questions about the webinar, if you do decide to view it, to download it and view it and everything. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys so much. I will see you next week. Have an awesome week. Tap into the Leo energy in a beautiful way to be more like inspired and Aphrodite, okay? Aphrodite versus rare. Don't be like rare. You know, but yeah, tap into the beauty and the fun of Leo energy. It can be a lot of fun. So thank you guys. I will see you next week. And yeah, take care.